Hey, storytelling Ryan here. I'm going to talk about Icewind Dale's Rime of the Frostmaiden, the epic ending. This is going to be, or this is a controversial video. Not really. I mean, in the sense that I'm telling you how I'm changing everything. So please be aware. This is not a how-to. I might familiarize you with some of the stuff on the material. School's having all kinds of things. I have a school over there. Anyway, so this is going to be about me talking about what I'm doing. And the point of this is to teach you or show you that you got to make it your own. Even though you're doing a campaign, it's got to be something that excites you, that's your flavor. And we all do this. It's an unwritten word or unspoken word, that is, that we all DMs, we take it in the direction we want to go. And I always look at these campaigns what is the intent? What is the heart of what, is going on here? Like what, and it really, these campaigns feel like it's a hodgepodge of ideas. I mean, I guess there's a ton of writers and stuff. So it feels kind of hodgepodgey, and everything they do is fine. I'm not criticizing it. I'm analyzing. And then we as DMs, we got to take it and, buy it. And then we all talk amongst ourselves and share ideas. So that's what I'm doing this video. I'm going to explain to you my ending and how I finally am getting excited about the ending. The players can smell when you're not excited or when you're trying to work out the adventure and it's confusing to you, right? You get a little stulted or stultifying or whatever the word is. I don't get that way anymore because I don't allow the material to control me. I control the material. And you got to do that. That's my advice to you. Don't feel like you are shackled by the material. Feel like it's stuff, it's info, it's stuff to use, but you do what you want to create this world. And the reason I do these D&D campaigns is again, it was kind of when I first started doing the 5e and the YouTube and looking how to play and getting ideas, I started noticing that some of the YouTube stuff I got was about people who were struggling with those campaigns. And I realized, you don't need to struggle. You just need to make it your own. So I don't exactly have the order of how I'm going to do this yet. They're at the point now where they're going to and I changed these to mines, the different layers. They're going to go besiege these and free the townsfolk that are there. I changed these into Shardland mines. Anyway, I think I already said that in another video. And they haven't done this yet. They're about 7th level. And they're going to go to the Black Cabin. There's that too. They definitely want to go to the Black Cabin. And they're also going to go to Caer Koenig and Caer Dineval. They haven't gone there yet. So they're still do that. But this one here is part of one of the characters' backstories. And I'm just going to make it... the captain is haunting the player, and so they got to come here and just take over the boat, retake the boat because they lost the boat. And there's a white dragon, an adult white dragon they got to take, and they get the treasure, and that'll appease the captain, who will go away and stop haunting one of the players. Here at Revel's End, is a prison, and I'm changing it because I don't see any reason for them to go there. And the one person they go there to talk to didn't even seem to know much and been there, whatever. I'm not trying to criticize them. I'm just like, as a DM, I don't need that. I don't need it. I don't need to bring that in. Thusly, I'm going to change this to actual Oro's lair. I don't like the snowy lair with the snow, looks like a snowflake island, and then those dream tests or whatever. I'm just not into that as a DM for me. So I like Revel's End is going to be her lair. And Arve Turux, the ancient white dragon, Arve Turush. I just looked it up too, and I can't. Arve Turus, Arveatris is going to be her mount. I'm not going to use the rock. The rock to me is a bit boring, and it doesn't feel snowy. It might be cold temperate zone, but not Arctic. Whereas the ancient white dragon, the Arveatris, and it's she's taken it. She's taken that dragon and created it and made it into her mount. And that's obviously that's probably, and that I think is what the other white dragons, the children of Arveatris, are upset about it, and might even mention it to the players, in their death throes or maybe as a bargaining chip kind of thing, and reveal to them where Oral is. So there's that. Okay, and I really want the Rebels End to be like an interesting place. And there's going to be some of the prison or the dead prisoners, or the dead warden is going to be like a undead wraith, an angry, because she defeated them and then imprisoned them in their own prison kind of thing. So I'm going to do that, and that's what this is going to be. And obviously she's going to reside here and sleep here, rest here while because whenever she does the winter thing, she gets weak, right? So I'm assuming she's going to be here regenerating, and I'll probably make it more snowy too. I might even add some artwork and build that up. Anyway, but that's kind of not even the main point of my video of what I'm doing here. Anyway, what I'm really excited about is going to Ithran, right? The Lost City. I think it's Ithran or whatever. The Netherese. That to me, very cool, very neat, like left turn in this whole campaign. So I like that idea, that, the ancient city, lost city, and all that. And so obviously the beginning of that is the Lost Spire, right? And finding that Lost Spire, and then that leads you to more info, opening up this bigger world with the Shardolin and all that. So instead of doing the simulacrum thing and having, I just wasn't into that. They're going there, or they're gonna find out from the Black Cabin that there's the Mithril, right? The powerful device, the weather controller, and that's to me the tie-in with Oral on that she's gonna when she discovers that they know about the Mithril, she's gonna realize I can get the Mithril and start controlling the weather and not be tired. So that whole tie-in, and that's gonna be exciting. So it's like a race to get the Mithril before she gets it. And I'm also, just so you know, she has the 3 forms. I'm not gonna have them fight her 3 forms all at once. They're gonna encounter her first form on the road, because they're stopping all of her plots to destroy Icewind Dale. So the first form of her is going to attack them, and then they're going to meet the second form of her as the rider on the mount, and then that third crystal form they're going to meet in the ancient city. So to me, that's more exciting, and I'll probably have to beef them up a little bit as well. But she's going to have many forms, and once they kill one, she comes back as that second form and the third form in a different time. So that to me is what I want to do with that. So again, I'm telling you how I'm doing it so you can say, hey, free yourself, get excited about it. I was not excited about the simulacrum thing, right? And it's kind of weird, and my style of play. And then the city is very strange too. But I'll tell you what makes me excited now that I've kind of figured that out. So also I'm just going to go ahead and admit that I use 5e tools. I bought it, so we're good. Okay. And I even bought it on Roll20. But I use 5e tools, and I read through it, and then I write my notes. And I'll just show you real quick. I'm going to go back to this, but don't worry, I'll go through all this better. But I just want to show you what I did here. So for the Lost City, I read through it on 5e tools, just kind of easy, just right because it's right on the computer and quick. And then I make quick notes of every section, in my opinion, and what I'm going to do, and blah blah blah. Okay, and switch it up a little bit. But I'll go through this to show you what all I've been doing and what's got me excited. See, I'm making this video now finally because I'm pretty excited about now DMing this and seeing what happens. Okay, so for the Lost Spire, I'm going to change it into a here in the artwork, as you can see, I took out the doors. I'm just going to make it like every room. There's just 4 rooms basically, and they got to go explore. And I don't want doors. Just want it all like kind of been rubbled and broken up and stuff. And so they're going to go through. There's going to be some mad yetis in there. And I'm drawing some minis, and I'm really kind of excited about these minis. I'm actually going to show you these minis because it's just the sketch right now, but I just want to show you because I'm kind of excited. I'm excited. Okay. Hope that's okay. Okay, let me get the right layer. It's just a sketch right now. I can just throw it over here. See? Cool. Make these guys, and they're gonna be a little mad because they're Shardolin mad. They got Shardolin madness on them, and I'll show you the other stuff when the time comes. But these are my sketches of them. I'll make them a little crazier looking. I'd like to do quick sketches and get going. So they're gonna be the inhabitants of this. They fought some normal yetis, but these are like more powerful mad. They got the chilling gaze, but it's part necrotic and paralyzing and madness. They're gonna have this madness table that affects them. So the treasures in here, because I like to do my own treasure tables and all that, but the treasures in here are going to be this lore. They're going to find these tomes. This is going to bring them the mythrol. Going to make them the mythalar. It's going to give them a little more info on what it is, and maybe hopefully they'll connect the dots. The mysteries of the Faerun, which is kind of a mystery even to me, because I tried to look these up. There's not, I don't know, I didn't look that hard, but there's no Faerun like monster stat. These are ancient creatures from the past. But the tomb tappers, do I have that in here? Well, whatever it is, those tomb tappers, I do like those, by the way, the tomb tapper things, or whatever they're called. But they built them, right, to go up against the Faerun and to go into the Underdark and to take things and kick some butt down there. So this kind of gives them a clue as to that there's going to be some tomb tappers or some big creatures that are they may be encountering. Then Wizards in the Hollow is about the name. Okay, that the names of the wizards. So I'm gonna obviously when you go to the city, there's you gotta open that gate, and with all kinds of methods to do that. There's that, and I think what I want to do is instead is when they know all the names of the wizards that started the city, or the 8 wizards, that'll be the way to get into the thing. I kind of want to pare it down a little bit simpler than going to all the different places and all those different weird things. They can go to those places, but I just want to. I think I just want to do the names. I haven't, I'm not 100% for sure yet, but I think that's kind of what I want to focus on. Instead of them doing, get a bone or whatever the weird list is of things they got to do to open the gate to get into the final tower. I'll get to that again some more in a minute. So this one I really like. The High Transmuter Metaltra. She does the transmutations, right? And here it is, the Unfriended Mind. Also, the Brain in the Jar thing. So this is the Brain in the Jar thing. Now, these 2 books here are what are going to give them clues. And here's what I've figured out for myself that makes me excited. The in the tomb, or in the city, the ancient lost city, there's the tomb tappers. Am I saying it right? Tomb tappers? Is that what they're called? The tomb. My gosh, what do they call them? Tomb. I think that's right. Tomb. Yeah, I have a case of malapropism, where I mix up words because I'm half Korean, so I didn't really study. But okay, it's tomb. So I always mix up the words, like they sound alike. Malapropism, tomb tapper. Yeah, okay, that's what they're called, tomb tappers. So the tomb tappers are cool. Now, the point I'm making here is that there are 2 classes of wizards fighting each other in the ancient lost city now. Let me just get to them. I'll come back to this. But I'm just excited. I'm all over the place. The Megan. Okay, I took out the Megan. Those little blue Megan. They're low, those like CR2, right? The characters are going to be 10th, 11th level. I don't want to. That's a waste. That's silly to have these things. These guys, and they're like CR2, CR Challenge 3, Challenge 1. They're just. I'm not going to mess. I'm not going to do that. So the Megan, I changed the name. The Megans, or changed the Megan to the Brain in the Jars, are the elite wizards, like the top 8. Now, I'm not all 8 survived this process, but some of those, and then they have maybe a few more replacements of wizards. But around 8 of them have survived, or a dozen, and they are in the tower. They're the elite, the 1%ers, and and they have constructs, right? Big brutal. Even more stronger than a helm horror. They're big brutal things with big brutal attack methods. So they're walking around these, this brain in a helmet, and they're awesome. And they're though living kind of in fear because the Mografians is the lower class wizards who also, when the city was crashing and covered in snow, everyone was that survived was in sheer panic and horror and looking for ways to survive the cold and the crashing and no magic. Remember, they lost the magic. That's what happened thousands of years ago, though. That's the reason this whole city crashed. So the Megan obviously quickly did their Brain in the Jar thing and their process and make their constructs, and kind of enslaved whoever was around them to make them, and then they all died or whatever. The Mogrifians all gathered and panicked and went to the Tower of Transmutation, which is where one of the Megans, helped, decided she was going to be good and help them. But she turned herself and all of them into Mogrifians, which transmogrify. There's transmutation or transmute, but then transmogrify is like evil version or horrible version of transmutate. So they've been transmogrified, so Mogrifians, into horrible, gibbering mouth things. And mounds of them all gathered together were formed into these horrible, a wall of screams is a wall of innocent little mouths, and they're all trapped in this flesh, but they're like an alarm system, but they're all screaming and just horrible, like a DC paralyzing thing, DC 14, and an alert, they alert. So then mini crawlers are just like children limbs and sad human limbs all together crawling and leaping on anyone. And then the mounds come along, and the massive mounds that and their evil maniacal insanity is just to take flesh and bring it to the transmutator and turn them into more of this and that. They're just zombified, and the brains are hiding away from these Mogrifians because they're so deadly and dangerous. And the brains can't necessarily detect them because brains can detect sentience, but the Mogrifians defy that, and their horribleness. So that to me is like the curse of the city. Those are the things they're going to be encountering around the city. And I'm going to take out a lot of the other little oddities that they have in there. I'm going to leave some of them in there, some of those unique encounters, but some of them I just don't want to. Here I've made a list of them all, and I'm still sorting through them as to which ones I want to DM. Like I don't think I want to do the Ark, the penguin, and I think I saw a video of someone who really loved the blind penguin and the Arcanoloth. That's not my DM style, so I probably will take that out. But there's some in here that, I think I can do this one. This one sounds interesting. Like I don't think I'll do the sports one with the arena with the electricity. I don't really want them to play a game at that point. I want it to be horrifying and scary and dark, and so I'll probably change it to like it's a torture gladiator arena, and they're torturing, and they should see ghosts of people that they used to torture and zap, and like the Roman gladiator thing. But something simple like that, where they just see a horrifying visage and maybe you got to save versus insanity or something. So I'll probably do something like that, where this city is just horrifying. And so that's what that is. There's also this lore here I'm going to go through. I copied this, from the 5e Tools website, where the Rime the Frostmaiden is. So I got to go through this and make it a little more, scary. But they can find lore of the city, and this is obviously some stuff to work on. I'll go through that. I also, grab the. This is the rite of the arcane octid, and then these are the locations where you get those clues. But I think I'm going to take that out. I don't like the doppelgangers. I'm just so against doppelganger stuff. Maybe because of remember the movie. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the movie. Let me pause it. I'm going to find the movie because that's what ruined me on doppelgangers. Krull. That movie was terrified me. The doppelganger in that one when I was a kid. That movie Krull. It's a cool fantasy movie. Check it out. Krull. Krull. I should show you a picture of it, but whatever. But it has a doppelganger in it. I was like, okay, I'm not interested. All right, so I don't really care for doppelgangers. Anyway, so and then these are the steps to get through the entrance to to go up to this right here to go up into the final tower thing here in the Mythalar. And I want to change it to the names of the guy, of all the wizards, something, just so it's just something, I just want it to be like that. I found this Necrocork, and I think I'm going to use this creature, as a denizen in the city. It's just really creepy and dark, and I want dark and creepy. I'm going to really have them go around this, man. I'm going to put it on Foundry. It's going to be lit really cool and psychedelic, and I got to check on my YouTube channel. I got a cool, freaky sound score for it as well. It's ambient plus punk, industrial sounds. So that's what I want to do. I want to make it so that those elite Mogrins are like up hiding, they're in here, and they're their constructs, and then all the creatures are just sort of infested in here. Not like full, there are pockets of them, and the place is very haunted and kind of empty and and freaky deaky that way. And there's tomb tappers, and that's the way I want to do it. I want to keep it kind of simple like that. I'll have a couple of these. I like the silk one where you can get where in one of these places you can get the ghost or the phase spiders and the AI hollow image will make you a silk robe. So I'm gonna give like that as a +1 charisma. Stuff. So that's nice and simple and kind of like a a change of pace type of thing. The silk hall here, this one here, and there's a thing in the well which is kind of cool. I might draw out some freaky deaky abomination of some kind. Then the tree, the evil Trents in our arbitorium, the tree area there. That's cool. Definitely gonna do that. That seems fine to me. I like heavy combat. I'm into combat, so my players seem to like it as well. Okay, so that's gonna. I kind of skipped around. Now let me go to the Caves of Hunger. So this is where they get this at the Licebar. They get this information. I guess I'm gonna have to say something about the ancient city. And this ancient city and this wizard tower, because there's more wizard towers, right? So they're gonna be like, what? This is one of many kind of thing, and I want them to know that. This tower info. Oops, got some keys here. Info on that. You just put that in there. Okay. And then there's a gibbering mouth, sort of a sign of things to come kind of creature down there, and I'm going to say the wizard that once resided here is at the bottom, level 4, is going to be a mummified wizard down there. He gets attacked, and this thing is like attached like an umbilical cord to this gibbering mouth, and there's going to be a shattered smaller mythalar device with a transmuter table like a Frankenstein. It's going to be like a Frankenstein-y looking place down there, so that they get this obvious clue that of things to come. Okay. So that's going to be cool. So the Caves of Hunger. How I generally like to do things is I don't like, generally speaking, to have the numbers on the rooms. I like to just, and then like every room is specific. I like to just make it an area. It's just better flow. I can just come up with stuff on the spot if I want. I like to keep it simple. I don't want numbers and I got to stop and read the room and then tell them what's going on. I want the pace to be a little more easy for me. And then that makes it easier for the players. So what I've done is this section. I'm going to show you each section. There's really only 5 sections. See, I've only got 5 rooms now instead of 30. This is one section. This is one section. Let me see my mouse. Let me get a little bit of. This is one section. This is one section. The Ramaraz is one section. This is one section, and then the Drow Party is one section. So the first entrance section is, to me, going to be about them finding parts of the Netherall city that crashed, landed in this area, and this area got dug up by stuff. I don't know what the webbing is. I forgot. There's some flame skulls that are guarding this little sky coach, and I don't know what the webbing is. That's a pause, and let me check that out. Is it some kind of ice spiders? Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm looking through, and I don't see any mention of what these webbings are. It's very strange. I just see ice mephits and what? Yeah, H3. Sorry, I'm just flame skulls, but there's no mention of why the webbing's there. Whatever. Okay, so the Nethery Sky Coach crashed. The dead wizards are now flame skulls, and I'm going to call them necrotic skulls. So whatever damage they do is necrotic, but they kind of use the same stuff as the flame skulls, and they're trying to guard their own little Sky Coach, so sort of their little revenge thing of their bodies. But there's going to be treasure in there, and they can roll on a treasure list for that. Control panel over here. This is the control panel for this golem. And in the original kind of, he can only do yes or no, but I'm going to say, or blink once, blink twice type of thing. I'm going to say it talks, and it just tells them a couple of things. A little bit about the crash and the fall of the ancient city, and then that there are creatures, giant creatures that roam around, which is he's referring to is going to be, there's going to be more Yetis, I believe. Let me see. But anyway, whatever they are down there. I'm taking out the Knoll Vampire and the Knoll Vampire spawns. I'm just not interested in that. I'm not interested in this this ongoing little knoll chasing them, and I'm taking out the Nothics. I'm just not. They're too low level, and I'm just not. I want to be more exciting about this, so I'm doing it my way, okay? But I'm sticking to the heart of what the setting is, the Netherese city and its destruction. So this is, to me, is setting up that feeling of that city. This right here is a wizardy thing. So they're gonna find 4 orbs in there, and these orbs, once used, can give them 1d8 spell levels when they use them. And then they fade out. So those are cool. They'll carry those around and then they can try to get some spell slots back. The shoot. Okay, this is just about the shoot and then surviving the fall to the Remoraz. Okay, so let's go to. Okay, so this area is the undead. Am I gonna do a zombie clot? I found that in the creature listing. Or a mound of like the flesh, but it's gonna be frozen. I haven't. Necrotic flesh yetis. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have necrotic. They're gonna be like the yetis that they kind of live here, and they ate all the dead bodies that fell off the city and got frozen, and some of it was the Mogrifians are sort of scattered throughout this area, and I'll have hints of that in the frozen snow. But the yetis have been eating them, gnawing on them, chewing on them, and so the yetis have been turned into these freakazoid things. So I'm gonna draw a few freaky yeti-looking things. So they'll get so it's building up this creepy freakiness. So the Remoraz, I'm gonna leave that probably as is. They encounter the Remoraz is there. Then the Drow party, they're gonna encounter this Drow party and have a battle with them. That's kind of cool. That'll be neat, different, little pacing. The spear, yeah, I'm not gonna have anyone turn into a frost giant or whatever, but I'll have this be a cool, powerful spear that they can pick up and use. Then this last section, the otherworldly creature thing is pretty cool. I'm going to keep that probably as is. It's simple and freaky deaky. The rest of the caves, I'm going to have the frozen mimics. And the mimic they did use mimics. I probably should build out mimics. I'm probably have a few more the mimics in the city that are still there. They're kind of maybe they're with the Mogrifians, like an alliance or something, or they just get along. Or the mimics eat the Mogrifian. I don't know. Maybe I just feel like the mimics probably got consumed by the Mogrifian, really. But anyway, there's these Mogrifian are frozen in this area because I see like that they transmutated and then tried to get out and then froze once they got past the city, because the city has some sort of power still left to keep the environment. But once they get out of there, like the movie The Thing, once they got out, they started freezing and they couldn't get further. The pear thing was interesting. I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to take the dryad out. I'm going to just, they don't need to see a dryad. It doesn't really matter. And the drow can come by and get some of those pears, so they run in, get some, and get the heck out of there because they're afraid of all the other dead stuff. So that's all that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Just quick and easy. Just some exploration of dead things and in there. If they defrost one, they can fight it, but that's about it. I'll probably keep that pretty simple like that. I might have them, they can search around for treasure. I might find a few minor things. So yeah, these are the stats I've made for the Megan and their constructs, the brain in the jar and the constructs, and then the Mogrifians. There's a wall, different. And I'm going to put this on my website too, or update rather. It's there. I just going to update it with all this new stuff at some point. And if you don't see that there, just yell at me or email me. But all caps, email me all caps. Okay, so that's. I think that's it. Like, this is just me working out my notes, or this is when I took the notes of each of the places. That's the lore. That's that. I think that's okay. That's it. So that I just went through what I will be doing for the necropolis. There it is, the necropolis. How I'm going to be doing it. Still got a lot to flesh out in a necrotic evil way, but that's how I'm going to do it. That's what makes me excited. It's still, in my view, really hits to the heart of this whole necropolis. And then the Mythalar is still going to be there. The Tomb Tappers are still going to be in there. The brain, the interesting. Oh, I don't have the map of this thing in there, but that place, I'm going to let me go to that. Let me get the artwork for that one. Put that one up here and tell you what I'm going to do there. And I think it's pretty close to what was already there, but let me just get that going. Okay, so when they finally get to this, after figuring out the rite of the arcane octet and going up the shaft or whatever and get to this top tower thing, what's in here? There's an illusion of a party or something going on there, right? And that's pretty cool. I like that idea. So they're going to see that and they can interact, and then they'll learn some lore there about the when the place was peaceful. And the Megan, the construct, the brains in the jar, I call, and the constructs are going to be in. Some of them are insane, and they're going to be in here, sort of watching voyeuristically, as the adventurers come in here and interact with the party, and they, it's all an illusion that they realize, but they're, that's going to be kind of interesting role playing. But the constructs are in there, like watching and just, just like, oh yes, the desire for returning back to normal, but they can never return back to normal. But the one thing they do want is the bodies of the adventurers. They want to take those bodies and then put their brains in those bodies, So that's evil. So they're going to have to fight and deal with that. And then they go over here, and there's the AI in there, that host or whatever, the dude they're going to talk to. And that'll be a role-playing thing where they can get more information. And the Demilich. Oh, yeah, so the Demilich and more brain constructs are up here. Now, the way I'm going to do the Demilich and the brain constructs, they don't see each other. Like, the brains in the jar are have blind sight, but their blind sight is really for sentience. So they only see live things, or I'm assuming they see the illusions, but they just don't see the Demilich, or it doesn't register to them, as what it is. And the Demilich doesn't see them; it sees like their form, but it doesn't see their life form, because they're just that brain. They're dead, and they're stuck in this jar of liquid. So it's almost like they're blind to each other. They keep passing each other, and the Demilich is still here. And so the Demilich is in here, or will be in here when they come in. It'll appear or come or return or whatever. And they got to deal with the Demilich. And what else? I probably will put the Necrocore in there as well. Maybe the Demilich is enough, but the Necrocore is in there because that is the part of the Demilich that's still alive as well. Like, because the Demilich was the Lich who died and got turned into a Demilich when the city crashed or whatever, and lost its phylactery. And then the Necrocore is part of its physical form that turned into this Necrocore or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy like that. And here's one cool thing: if they sit in these seats, get a little arrow. If they sit in these seats here, they'll gain one of the wizard feats. Like if they sit in the divinity seat, school of divination, they'll get that divination thing where they can do divination stuff. I mean, this is going to be towards the end of their thing or whatever. So not that it really matters. And then in here, that the scroll of the Tarosk is going to be the only way they can destroy the city and the Mythalar from Oral getting it. Like if she comes back and gets it, it's the only way they can stop her. They got to summon that. So that's going to be an epic ending where the Tarosk literally appears in the city, crushes it, all the ice crushes on the Tarosk, and then it hibernates. And you know what I mean? It stays there. It just crushes the whole place. That's going to be the ending. I mean, if they do that. I think that should be... Okay, I'm tired now. I'm done. I'm pretty excited about this. I hope you're not a player watching this to the end here. All right, I better put that in the notes, or in the title. No players allowed. So that's how I, as a DM, work out what I work out to figure out, to do what makes me excited. And I will have this PDF on my website for members. If you sign up, it's free. If you sign up, you'll get this for free. And I do have a paid patron site where I try to do more original artwork in there, minis and maps and all that, and music and the score. That's all original stuff. So thanks for watching and listening. And I don't know, maybe this helps you or gets you excited about your Icewind Dale adventure DMing thing. All right. And thanks for watching.